Welcome to Tales by the Fire. Tonight, the fire's glow keeps the dark at bay as the wind whispers its secrets. It's the perfect night for a story. One that chills the spine and stirs the imagination. Throughout history, few things have captivated the human imagination like forbidden knowledge, secrets buried in the darkest corners of the world, truths that should never be uncovered. Tonight, we turn our attention to one such creation, a book so infamous, so terrifying, it has haunted the minds of countless readers, the Necronomicon. If you listen closely, you'll uncover the fascinating tales and mysteries surrounding one of the most infamous books ever imagined. Tonight, we're diving into its history, sharing curious facts and eerie stories about its creation and legacy. For instance, did you know that its original Arabic title, Al-Azif, refers to the eerie nocturnal sound of insects, believed by some to be the howling of demons? This sinister grimoire, the brainchild of author H.P. Lovecraft, has transcended fiction to become a cultural phenomenon. It's been called a book of madness, a gateway to forbidden knowledge, and a key to unspeakable power. But what is the Necronomicon really? Is it merely a fictional prop, or does it embody something more profound, something that reflects humanity's darkest fears? It is known to be a fictional grimoire that features all sorts of dark rituals, magic, and remarkable sciences. There exists a belief that the Necronomicon might have once been a real book, with Lovecraft merely translating and publishing it under the influence of beings from a higher plane. While this is unlikely to be true, the idea gains intrigue from Lovecraft himself, who encouraged other authors to expand upon his creation. The Necronomicon's rich and vast content became an alluring foundation for shared universes, inspiring countless writers to contribute to its mythos. With so many voices adding to its legacy, one can't help but wonder if the book could actually be real, or if it's simply an enduring testament to the power of imagination. The mystery surrounding the Necronomicon and humanity's eternal thirst for forbidden knowledge ensure its occasional resurfacing, not just within Lovecraft's mythos, but across the entire horror genre. When Lovecraft was asked where he drew his inspiration from, he said the idea came to him in one of his dreams. And by now, we know that his nightmare and dreams were very strange, to say the least. The legend of the Necronomicon begins with its enigmatic creator, Abdul Alhazred, a poet and mystic from Sana'a in Yemen, better known as the Mad Arab. Alhazred's story is as shrouded in mystery as the book itself. Alhazred is first mentioned several years prior to the Hound in the story The Nameless City, but his connection to the Necronomicon is something we only discover several years later. He was a man consumed by a hunger for eldritch knowledge. He claimed to have wandered the ruins of lost civilizations, uncovering ancient secrets and delving into forbidden truths in his quest for the unspeakable. It was in Memphis, Egypt, amidst the crumbling remnants of forgotten eras, that Alhazred unearthed the cryptic wisdom of Babylon and the Nameless City, revelations that would inspire the contents of his fabled book. The manuscript he created, originally titled Al-Azif, was completed in Damascus, what we know as modern-day Syria, shortly before his mysterious disappearance in 738. According to the 12th century biographer Ibn Khaldun, Alhazred met a chilling end. Seized by an invisible monster in broad daylight and devoured horribly before a large number of fright-frozen witnesses. Yet his work endured, preserved through scrolls and codices as the Kitab al-Azif. The manuscript, spanning over 1,000 pages, included star charts, formula tables, and astrological maps, acting as a gateway to the knowledge of higher planes and otherworldly realms. Abdul Alhazred is not an Arabic name. The more proper Arabic form might be Abdul Alhazred, or simply Abdul Alhazred, although these are still anomalous, as Hazred is not one of the 99 names of God. In Arabic texts, his name has appeared as Abdullah Alhazred. Alhazred roughly translates as the band, or the ban, although whether this is intentional is up for speculation. In 950, the Arabic manuscript Al-Azif was translated into Greek by the scholar Theodorus Philetas, who bestowed upon it its most infamous title, the Necronomicon. Roughly translated, the name means image of the law of the dead, though interpretations have varied over time. Some have rendered it as Book of the Law of the Dead, while others interpret it as the Book of Names of the Dead. This version of the Necronomicon was said to drive those who dared read it to commit unspeakable acts, so horrifying they defied description. Its dark influence became so feared that in 1058, the Patriarch of Constantinople ordered it burned to ash. Yet, even after its supposed destruction, whispers of the book persisted. Mentioned only in hushed tones and shadowy corners, its existence was hidden to avoid the watchful eyes of those determined to erase it from history forever. In 1228, the book was translated from Greek to Latin by a Danish scholar, and this edition was reportedly bound under the authority of the Pope. Yet, despite attempts to suppress it, the Necronomicon continued to resurface across Europe until the 17th century. According to Lovecraft's accounts, only 5 copies are said to exist today, hidden away in prestigious institutions like the British Museum, Harvard's Widener Library, and the fictional Miskatonic University. But could there be more? Perhaps one lies hidden in plain sight, concealed behind an unassuming cover, waiting to be discovered. Over the years, the Necronomicon has taken on a life of its own. Hoaxes claiming to be the real book have circulated for decades, the most famous being the Simon Necronomicon, published in the 1970s. Despite being unrelated to Lovecraft's stories, it sold hundreds of thousands of copies, cementing the Necronomicon's place in pop culture. So perhaps you are wondering about the biggest question you wanted answered. What makes the Necronomicon so dark that anyone who dares read it meets a horrendous fate? The answer lies in its sinister origins and forbidden content. Written by a worshiper of the elder gods, the book is an unsettling mix of strange symbols, incomprehensible knowledge, and occult practices. Its pages contain everything from cryptic stories to dark rituals and even sciences beyond human understanding. Interestingly, the Greek translation contains a spell that was not present in the original. It is a formula used to open a gate under Memphis through which the Black Sphinx, one of the million favored ones, may enter the world. It is unknown whether Philetas added this spell of his own accord, or if it had been added to his Arabic version by a previous owner. One chilling formula claims to transfer consciousness from one body to another, while others describe how to summon ancient deities, resurrect the dead, or call forth creatures from realms unknown. The Necronomicon is more than just a book. It's an encyclopedia of Lovecraft's mythos, and a gateway to a time when unimaginable entities ruled the earth. It's no wonder it is said to doom anyone who dares uncover its secrets. The only thing we really know is that it's a leather book bound by metal. Even then, it's intentionally mistitled sometimes to keep it hidden in plain sight. This idea of being able to read the Necronomicon without even knowing it creates a whole new horror concept in itself. Lovecraft's philosophy was clear. The unknown is the most terrifying thing of all. By leaving much of the Necronomicon shrouded in mystery, he ensured that its horrors would live on, not just in his stories, but in our imaginations. And perhaps the most unnerving aspect of this mystery is that it persists in an era when everything is explained and served to us. The Necronomicon defies this modern craving for clarity, its obscurity standing as a chilling reminder that some things will always remain beyond our understanding. Thank you for joining us tonight at Tales by the Fire. Until next time, if you dare.